Hey everybody, this is Jamie again. I got that load delivered at Tractor Supply over here, so figure I'd make another video real quick, kind of recap on the first video a little bit, and then go into kind of Us Xpress as a whole. Like I said before, I've been with them for off and on for 3 years. Been through the orientation several times. This is actually my third time. Not to their fault, just me being impatient and eager. So we'll kind of get into that a little bit. On the lease purchase side, still going good. I got another load to pick up tomorrow morning. It'll give me, that one's paying $2 a mile because it's under 200 miles. The way that works, 0 to 200 is $2 a mile. 200 to 400 is $1.15, and anything over 400 miles is $1 a mile, and that's total empty and loaded miles combined. I think one of the biggest things to success in the lease purchase program is just going smooth and steady, getting your rhythm, and being patient. It's not all going to come super fast. So just be patient, get your rhythm down pat, and perfect. Once you get your rhythm down, perfect it. If you're a lease driver and you have free time, then there's always something you could be doing. Either it's paperwork, inspecting your truck, cleaning it. I'll make a video on that too. We're gonna have a big discussion on being clean as a truck driver. Ridiculous. The more organized you are, the easier it's going to be. If you're unorganized and you're unclean, or you're not clean and all that, you're going to have a fun time on lease purchase. So just be proactive. Take pride in what you're doing. That's pretty much it really so far. Like I said, it's going good. Truck's running great. So getting into the company side of things, Us Xpress has been good to me every time I've been here. Like I said, it's more of me being impatient and eager, going to different company. It's not butterflies and rainbows over here. And there's every company has their flaws. That's just the human aspect of everything. But as a whole, I like it over here. They have great equipment. It's always up to date. Like I said, this is my lease purchase truck's a 2020. It had 300,000 miles on it, 348. The company drivers, it's usually always within a year or two, new equipment. And trailers, they've pretty much got all brand new trailers. They kind of weeded out all the used or old ones. Those are mainly for, I think dedicated more likely, but they've mainly got rid of all of them. Our driver tech, which is the computer, Qualcomm, whatever you want to call it. The software in those are always up to date. We're actually getting new ones here in the next month or two, actual tablets. So they always keep that up to date. They did switch over to a computerized dispatch system. Instead of having to wait for a dispatcher to dispatch you, it's now done by computer. So that's kind of a plus. But then it also isn't. Sometimes the computer will send you a crazy load that doesn't make any sense, especially for a lease purchase. So then you just call in and say, hey, this doesn't make sense. This either A, it's way short miles, B, it doesn't deliver for 3 days, or whatever the case is, and they'll take it off of you. Same thing with company. If there's, just don't be afraid to ask questions. That's another thing. You always hear horror stories of people, I'm not getting good miles, and this company sucks, and well, usually it's because they're doing something wrong. Either A, they're being a butthole to their dispatcher, or whoever they're dealing with that in the company, dispatcher, fleet manager, whatever. And if you do that, you're going to have a horrible time driving. I can just tell you that right now. I mean, if you're a dick, sorry for the language, but if you're a dick, you're going to have a hell of a time. I mean, you have to be professional, courteous, kind, etc. I mean, they have a job to do, the same as you. You don't know the stress they go through, and they don't know the stress you go through. So it's a two-way street. But I've always been nice things to say about dispatch. I've never had any problems out of them. They try to, if you're nice to them, they'll bend over backwards to help you out. For the lease purchase guys that are thinking about it, they give you a whole list of numbers to contact if you have any questions. Don't hesitate to call them and ask questions, or other lease drivers if you know them or have them. If you have any questions for me, you can email me. Once I figure it out, I'll put the email up on the video. But it's usxlpdriver@gmail.com. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me. Or comment on here, whichever one. Maintenance wise, they always keep their trucks up to maintenance, up to standard. They do random drug tests, which I think every company does, but they do hair follicle now, like I said in the first video, and that's weeded out a lot of people in the company, which is understandable, and I'm sure it helps them on insurance too. The biggest thing, I mean, even for you new truck drivers or people that are thinking about going to truck driving, if I were you, I wouldn't do lease purchase up front first. I would do company first, get a kind of feeling for the industry first, and then once you're ready, after at least a year, then dip your toes into lease purchase. That way you kind of know how things work, especially if you're with the same company. Like if you did a company drive for US, which is now a variant, they don't do solo company drivers anymore for US Xpress per se, but it's for variant, which is a subsidiary of Us Xpress. Do that first, get your toes wet, and then go into lease purchase. Because if you jump into it, it's going to be such a big shock to you, you're going to get lost. So I would definitely do company first, then go into lease purchase. For new drivers, I think some of the biggest advice would be patient, pay attention. That's number one out here on the road. Pay attention. If you don't pay attention, and if you're impatient, you're going to either get yourself hurt or somebody else hurt. It happens every day. And if you're the one that's, that's not going to happen to me, it's going to happen to you. You'll meet a lot of drivers out here that think they know it all. They've done this for years. They know everything about trucking. Those are called super truckers, and we all make fun of them because this is probably one of the biggest industries that is changing 24/7 with the way the trucks are, the technology in the trucks, trailers and trailer technology. Regulations change weekly or monthly. I mean, everything changes in this industry. Companies are constantly changing and putting new rules in. So just keep your ears open, pay attention, and you'll do fine. So home time for beginners with company usually is roughly 3 weeks. They want you out there. Lease purchase, you can go home when you want to. They recommend being out 10 to 14 days. They say if you're out 10 days, you roughly bring home $1,200. That depends on your fuel, like in the first video. Fueling is everything. Saving fuel. So that's what I've been out for. I will be out for 2.5 weeks once I get home. I go home Thursday, so I got a few more, like 3 or 4 more days. Tomorrow's Monday, so yeah, three days after tomorrow. I wanted to get some decent time in the truck and learn how everything works before I start going back and forth home. And I want to start doing the 10 days out and probably 3 or 4 days home until my partner gets on, and then me and him will do the 10 days out and back and stuff. The way that works, if you are interested in doing a lease purchase team, so being lease purchase, we are considered independent contractors. So if you do have a teammate, the teammate doesn't work for Us Xpress. He works for the person who owns the truck, which would be me. So he has to still go through Us Xpress hiring, but he will be considered your employee. Another thing, advice would be for lease purchase, do quarterly taxes. It's easier. That way you don't have to come up with a lump sum at the very end. Once you get behind in taxes, it's hard to dig out of that hole. It's a little bit on that. I'll go ahead and get into the whole clean trucking thing. So I mean, it's just a trucking in trucking in itself has a bad image because there's a lot of truck drivers, and we've all seen them, that just look absolutely nasty, and there is absolutely no reason for it. For the people that are looking to come trucking, or if you're new to trucking and you don't know, you get free showers. Every time you fill up, when you start trucking, you'll get a Love's card or a Pilot card, or wherever you start filling at. Us Xpress is Pilot, mainly Pilot and Love's. You get a rewards card. Every time you fill up, once you get so many gallons, they give you showers and refills for drink. So like sometimes if you fill up enough, lease purchase is a little different because you don't always fill up completely. So when you get so many miles, you get a shower. If you fill up enough within one time, you get 2 showers. So your showers are free. They provide towels and rags, and they provide soap in the shower that you can use for shampoo and soap. So there's absolutely no reason to be nasty. And they have, most truck stops have washer and dryers. It's like usually $250 to wash, $250 to dry. So it's not outrageous. Truck drivers make enough to wash their clothes. So there's absolutely no. You should not smell like you haven't took a shower in 2 to 3 days, because we can smell you, I promise. It's just uncalled for. I mean, take pride in yourself. Take pride in what you're doing. And just because you sit in a truck all day and drive doesn't mean that you can just be lazy and not take care of yourself. If you're going to do lease purchase, like I said, being successful is being clean, being organized, knowing where everything's at. You're still a representative for yourself, because you're your own company technically. 2, you're also representing Us Xpress. So be courteous and kind, be clean and professional. But I mean, you be surprised of how many truckers you meet that are just nasty, and it's just unhealthy. It really is, and that's why people, well, not total reason, but people die out here because they're just nasty. They don't take care of themselves, and that's including eating. Just because you sit in a truck doesn't mean you have to eat the whole time, man. And I know it's hard. It really is, because you get bored and you feel like you have to eat something. But you will gain a crap ton of weight fast. So try to portion yourself when you eat, and drink water. That right there will go a long way. And then when you take your 10-hour break, you have 10 hours to do stuff. Go walk around the parking lot. I mean, yeah, other truckers might make fun of you, but we'll see who's laughing at the very end. So just take care of yourself. You'd be surprised. I mean, I get it all the time. People ask, what do I do for a living? And, oh, you're a truck driver? There's no way. You don't look like one. Well, it's because I take care of myself. Not to toot my own horn, but that's the way it should be. So, yeah, that's how, if you're new to truck driving or want to be a truck driver, you do get free showers. And free, like I said, free refills for a drink. It kind of helps out because you do drink a lot. I mean, that's just part of driving. Sodas, or in my case, water. I drink water. I drink soda if I'm eating or something. And then the other biggest expense definitely for lease purchase, but also company drivers, if you're not on per diem either, is food. Try to stock up on food. It's a lot cheaper if you buy it from the grocery store than a truck stop. If you are lease purchase, save every receipt. I mean, every receipt you can, because that's a tax write-off at the end of the year. Like I said, if you have any questions, don't be intimidated to ask somebody. I mean, if you ask a question to somebody and they act like a dick, then they're just a dick. I mean, that's just all you can do. But you'll find somebody that will actually care about helping you out. Like me, there's no stupid question. If you don't know, you don't know. So you can ask other drivers, ask the company you work for. If you're not in a company, call a recruiter and ask. Usually they'll find somebody that knows the answer. Like I said, feel free to email me, whichever. I think that's about it. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, comment on here. I'll be glad to answer them. Until next video, hope you all have a good one. Stay safe out there. See you later.